What's up, people? So I'm back with another video, and this one is going to be very useful for all of the people who are going to start their New Year's resolution of actually going to a gym. So let's begin with it. So basically, the video that I'm going to do is the basic guidelines that a beginner needs to follow when he's entering the gym. Okay, so there are a few points which you need to be very careful about. Okay, so I will be addressing them one by one. Point number one, uh, although it's not necessary for you to get a personal trainer, but I would actually suggest you actually look up to one person at least when you're going to your gym. Now, it's not necessary for you to hire a personal trainer. Not everyone needs a personal trainer, but whether it be for weight loss or for muscle gain that you're hitting the gym, just make sure that you talk to the trainers, because, like, trust me, the trainers are banks of knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge, and it's tried and tested and experienced knowledge. So they're going to give you some very valuable advice. Okay, and I would like you to actually talk to all of them. Just go out and talk to them, ask how they did it and how they would recommend you to do it, and find out which is the most suitable or the most sensible for you. Okay, now how to recognize the people that you don't need to listen to? Number one, if he says within the first month itself that you need to take steroids to build a body, stay away from that person. If within the first month he is actually forcing you to take supplements and saying that without supplements your body will not be growing, stay with it from that person. These are the kind of people you need to avoid when you're actually hitting the gym as a newbie. And that is let's just say an example of how you need to choose, because when I started out, I was unaware of the diet and supplementation, everything, for the first year of my training. And I also, throughout the 6 years, I've never had a personal trainer. I've never had a guru to look up to. I've always been the one who's done my own reading. I've gone and looked through articles, looked through ebooks, watched videos, and went through sites, thrown a few bucks here and there as well, read books about bodybuilding. So I've been my own lab rat. But what happens is you don't need to do that. I had no one. Okay, most of my knowledge came either from friends, talking to them, or the internet. At a very later stage, I actually started interacting with the trainers, because I'm a very focused person when I'm inside the gym, so I don't talk a lot. Okay, and because of that, what happened was that even if you're your own lab rat, it does have its perks as well. Like, you get to learn a lot, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't read. You should obviously be someone who's well versed with what he's doing. You should know what you're getting into. But then, let's just say, if you have a guru, you have a backup plan who you can go to ask advice when you are in a fix. Because I needed to go to Google or bodybuilding.com or T Nation and the various other sites and gurus. You can have one who is right in the gym, easier to access, right? And so that's it. So if you're reading, or like, experience is something obviously which no one can beat. I learned everything from experience, but then it takes time for experience to actually come in. So let's just say hit and trial will rob you of a little bit of your gains. So I don't want that to happen. So step one will be there in place for that. Step number two, your diet. Now, if you're now I'll divide it into, first of all, into two parts. One is for the people who are going there for weight loss, and the other for weight gain. Now, for weight loss and weight gain, your diet has to be relatively clean. It doesn't mean that the people who are going for weight gain can eat absolutely anything they want. It's not like that. Okay, you obviously have to eat in a larger quantity, because your metabolism is also faster. That is why you've been thin. And if you're going for weight loss, then yes, you have to cut down on the calories. So for the weight loss people, I already mentioned what the BMR is. I'll put that video down in the link, and you can have a look at it as well. Calculate your daily calorific calorie value and maintenance value, and after that, eat 500 less calories than that. Okay, so that is your diet. Your diet should be less carbs. Obviously, in the evening you should absolutely avoid carbs, avoid potatoes, avoid drinking, avoid the rice. Okay, and an occasional party or an occasional binge is fine, but then don't make it a habit, or don't make it a habit like every Saturday, Sunday you're going out and drinking. That's not how it's going to work. Okay, and be patient. So For the weight gainers, also, it's not like you can go out and have kurkure, chips, and all of those packed processed foods for gaining weight. Okay, that's dirty bulk. Dirty bulk is very difficult to wash away, because when you'll be cutting down and getting those, trying to get those abs, which obviously you'll be trying to get, so that will be a pain later. And so what I would do is eat a lot of complex carbohydrates like brown rice. You can have white rice if you have a very high metabolism. You can have carbs in the evening. You can have potatoes. You can have your green veg. You can have lots of chicken if you're a vegetarian. If you're a non-vegetarian, sorry, and if you're a vegetarian, you can go for paneer and more of the dairy products. Just make sure that when you're having soya obviously has a lot of protein in it, but then soya has unusually high amounts of estrogen in it as well. So for the males, I would suggest that you, and by the way, this is for the males and the females, this is not for just the males or just the men. So for the men, I would say that soya should be kept in a very controlled manner, because it has a very high amount of estrogen. So it may result in fatty or breast tissue around your chest, gynecomastia basically. So to avoid that, keep it in a very controlled manner. Okay, in a controlled amount itself. So now moving on to my third point. My third point will be supplementation. Now, during my first year of training, I didn't really know anything about diet or supplementation, so all I did was train. Okay, so but I still built a decent background body in order to push off from when I actually went to college and joined the gym. Okay, so I initially first year of my training, I used to train at my place itself with a pair of barbells and free weights. That is what I did. So what I'm asking you to do is that if you can take supplements, if you can afford supplements at the college budget, because a lot of those people who will be watching the videos will be in college students as well. So if you can afford supplements, and if your parents don't have a problem with it, if you're still dependent on the parents, then like no problem, then you probably, all you need is whey protein at least in the first 6 to 8 months. That's it. But if you cannot afford them, or if you shy away from them yourself, or your parents are not allowing you to, you do not need supplements in the first 6 to 8 months at least. In the first 6 to 8 months, when you actually do study a lot about what you're doing, you maybe convince your parents or get convinced yourself. After that, you can have your whey protein. But if your diet is on point, and if you follow the diet properly, you're getting enough protein inside your body. Because if you're looking for weight loss, then also like the protein and the complex carbs should be there. But if you're looking for weight gain, then you have to eat an insane amount of protein. Okay, because you're bulking, the general rule is that whatever your body weight is in pounds, you need to eat 1 gram per pound of your body weight minimal. Okay, most of them eat 1.5, but for people who bulk quickly, they can put it as 1. If you think that it's not good enough, then you'll bump it up yourself. That is something that you and your trainer have to figure out, or you can contact me directly for it. Another thing, that your carbohydrates need to be around 1.5 to 2 grams per pound of your body weight. Your fats should be anywhere between 0.4 to 0.5 grams of your body weight. Okay, so that is what I am talking about when you're actually bulking. When you're cutting down, just make sure your calories and your carbs are less. And if you're on a keto or any other diet, that is something that you'll have to personally talk to me about, or I'll get another video done for keto. Okay, because I'm talking about the normal diet right now, not a keto or a paleo. So okay, so now the second thing, the third thing, I've gone through 3 topics, right? Okay, so the fourth topic that is going to be there is the second most important thing that is going to be there. The second most important thing for your guidelines is your training. Why second most? I'll tell you later. So your training, this is my favorite part. I love to train. Not everyone will love to train. So again, my training advice will vary for 2 people, for the weight loss people and for the weight gain people. Now, the people who are joining it for weight loss, you're not necessarily joining it for weight loss. You're joining the gym for fat loss. Okay, so if your weight remains at 75 kg and you have abs at 75 kg, I don't think you will have a problem, right? Your weight is not an indication of how fit you are. Your body is. And not fit, I would say how good you're looking with your body. So if you have abs at 70 kg, you're a big muscular guy at 70 kg, why would you need to cut down weight, right? It's when you're fat at 70 or 80 kg that's the problem. That's why I'm just showing you the logic of why you need to weight train, because I know if you're going on a weight loss routine, all you're gonna do is run on the treadmill, use the elliptical. If you have a stairmaster and you're going to a high corporate gym, you'll use a stairmaster, and then you'll do a few crunches here and there in order to get the abs out, and then you'll get out. Because it's this mentality that you're going through with, that you want to go there and get abs. If you're a beginner, do not think about abs. Make a foundation first. Okay, not Rambo was not made in 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Sylvester Stallone had to work his butt off for it. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger had to work his butt off for what he had, for those 7 Sandow Awards. Okay, Sandows are, by the way, Mr. Olympians. Okay, so what I'm telling you, coming back to the topic, is that you need to weight train. I'll give you another logical reason why to weight train. There is nothing in this world which burns more calories throughout the day like compound movements. Compound weight movements, squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, bench presses, barbell rows, all of these compound movements which use multiple groups of muscles and multiple joints are tremendous calorie burners. They will torch body fat. You will lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. So basically your weight, even though it's not reducing very drastically, you're gaining muscle and losing fat. Okay, whenever you lose weight, you lose fat as well as muscle, because obviously there is some amount of muscle content in your body. You cannot be 100% fat or you won't be able to move. Okay, so if you're losing body fat, 100% body fat or 90% or a higher percentage of body fat, and building muscle along with it, then you will look better and you will have to lose lesser amount of weight. If you're just losing weight, you'll probably look good from 85 kg coming down to maybe 70. If you burn a little, if you build a little bit of muscle, maybe at 75 you're going to look better. Okay, that is the logic I'm following. So please weight train, at least in a circuit manner. Weight train and do lots of compounds. Now coming to the weight gainers. To the weight gainers or the mass gainers, first of all, get this out of your head that you're gonna go there for abs. Abs will come at a later stage. You need to build your foundation first. How are you gonna build your foundation? 1, focus on your strength. How will you focus on your strength? Your strength will be maximized by doing maximum compound movements, as I explained. Squats, deadlifts, bench press, barbell rows, overhead press. All of these movements should be crux of your workouts. What I would suggest for a beginner would be a split in which you do chest and triceps, back and biceps, you do legs solitary, and you do your shoulders and abs. That would be something that I would be suggesting. Or a push, pull and leg routine with 1 day off. So basically 3 days on and 1 day off. That is the cycle that will be going on for you. Okay, so that is what I would recommend. The 4-day split or the 3-day split. The 5 or 6-day split is for certain, let's just say a certain level of lifters. After 1.5 years, you can maybe switch on to that. Okay, so, and make sure you do lots of compound movements, because the little bit of fat that you have in your body, okay, that is going to vanish. You're going to burn a lot of calories and you're going to build thick quality muscle. Okay, now what I'm saying is that your training needs to be on point. Why? Because in the first 6 to 8 months, you're a rookie. So you're gonna make crazy rookie gains because your muscles are gonna be in shock. You haven't, I'm talking about a general 25-year-old guy. So suppose he's joined the gym at 25. Before that, he has never carried a weight in his life except for the suitcases and luggages, whatever, when he's traveling. So his muscles don't know what is happening. Your central nervous system will be like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Okay, so it will be shocked. It will be in a state of shock. It will try to adapt to the stimulus that you're providing by lifting weights, and it will make you grow a lot in those first 6 to 8 months. You need to maximize those gains. You need to make sure that you make 110% out of those 6 to 8 months in your strength gains, in your muscle gains, in your let's just say your mental toughness, your fortitude, everything, at least. So that is one thing where we cover the training part. The next part, or the most important part, is regularity. If you're someone who's joined the gym recently and or is going to join the gym as a New Year's resolution, your main focus should be being regular. So don't kill yourself in there. By kill yourself, I mean don't go in with that mentality that you're going to be forced to do something. You're doing something for your body, and you'll be healthy, you'll be happier if you do it. Now, I'll be very frank with you. If you want to lose weight and you hate the gym or hate running on the treadmill, I would recommend you to join a sport instead. Okay? Go to the gym, do your circuit exercises, and join a sport as cardio. If hell, quit the gym if you want. If you don't want to build muscle, you only want to build lose weight. Is that if that is what you want, join swimming, join a particular sport which you enjoy, so that you can actually be regular in your endeavor. I am trying to make sure that you actually succeed, because I was one of those people who stuck to my New Year's resolution. 6 years ago in 2011, I made mine. Okay, this New Year is going to be my 6 years while training. So what I'm telling you is I'm making sure that you stick to your New Year's resolution. Okay, so regularity is the most important thing. Do what you think you can carry on for a long period of time. Please make that commitment, and please make sure that you are accountable to yourself in some way. That will completely depend upon person to person. Okay, how you will be accountable. How I was accountable was I was simply possessed that I will not be called fat again, although I am pretty bulky and on the verge of fat right now. But this I know is because of my sport, and I am currently looking to lose weight. Okay, so yes, I know that this is because of my sport. When I want to lose it, I will lose it, like I am right now. So yes, it's not easy, but then you can do it. If you do it once, you'll have the confidence to do it again. It's doing it once that counts. So please take that leap of faith for your physique, for your body, which you're going to live in for the rest of your life. So it should matter to you, and go ahead and make that commitment. Join a sport, join the gym, it's up to you. Okay? For the gainers, you will need to have fun with the weights. It will be a little easier for you, because you will see gains right in front of your eyes. You'll be seeing the pump inside your muscles. You'll be seeing strength improvements. You'll be seeing muscle mass gain. So all of that will be contributing to your morale and your mental fortitude. Okay, so when you join the gym, please make sure that you're regular to it's most about maximizing the gains for you guys. That is why you need to be regular. Don't skip the gym. Okay, you can skip a party, maybe you can go 1 hour late to a party maybe, but don't skip the workout. That is what I am talking about. Make a pledge to exercise in this new year. Whether you want to gain weight, whether you want to lose weight, whether you can join the gym, you want to join a sport, you want to work out at your place, do it. But then make sure that you make this pledge to yourself that you will exercise. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about is, let's just say, when you go to the gym, there are certain etiquettes that you need to follow. Okay, now I'm not one of those people who's going to tell you to carry a towel to the gym, although that is an etiquette. It will be very good if you do carry a towel to the gym. But one most important thing which I see, at least in India, is that people have this bad habit of not re-racking their weights. I agree to it. I also tend to forget at times. But then some of those people actually don't forget it. They remember it exactly, very correctly, or they remember it, but they choose not to re-rack the weights. When I forget and I am reminded by the trainer, I don't act like a person. I don't act like a bitch. Okay, like, why did you remind me? It's your job and all of that. Yes, I took the weights out of the rack. It's my job to re-rack them. Okay, that's one thing. And some of those people are there who, when the trainer reminds them of them not re-racking the weights, they react in a very undesirable manner, let's just say, in a very unsophisticated manner. To be very honest, to not mincing words, they act like bitches. So what I'm talking about here is that if you've left the weights on the floor and the trainer reminds you of it, please make sure go and re-rack them. Because what happens is that the trainers too will leave the gym. Now, I've been one of those people who trains late. Okay, so I train, my gym is open till 11 p.m. So I train around the same time, around 11 p.m. That is when I get done with my workout. So there are watchmen and caretakers who actually clean the gym, and these guys are 50 kg lean, lanky guys who have no muscle whatsoever, no strength whatsoever. So making them lift those 130 pounds, 120 pound dumbbells and keeping them on the rack, it's very difficult for them. Those guys are not bodybuilders. Those guys are not as strong as you guys. So it is your moral duty to actually replace those weights onto the rack, because if that guy breaks a bone, if that guy gets any kind of injury, it's going to be on you. And okay, you're not going to be legally accountable for that, but then there has to be a certain conscience that has to be there, right? So to the new guys who are going to join this brigade, just make sure that you keep a little bit of humanity alive in you, right? So yeah, that's about it. All the best.